Hi everyone, welcome to the GameTalk. Heerenveen Ajax 3-2. First loss in the Eredivisie for Van het Schip and the crew. The squad. Sahbi, what can I ask you? What's the first question I have to ask you? Did you see this one coming? Did you see this one coming?
No, of course not, man. We always play well against Heerenveen. We always win at their turf. In the last season, I think maybe 5, 6, 7 seasons, maybe even more. Um, the way we played against PSV gave us a little bit of a boost, so to say. Taking that into account, you would you would say it would have been not an easy game, but a game that should have been won quite well on the normal circumstances. And
Under normal circumstances. So why wasn't is why wasn't this a normal circumstance? What happened? I mean, look, I'm laughing a little bit. I'm still I don't know
yeah,
what I just saw, basically, especially this first half.
first
What
half.
kind of
Well,
what was the tactic? What was the instruction? What was the urgency
first it was
of our
yeah,
team?
yeah. Basically, I mean, it was the first hour. First hour was quite shocking. When how they played, but it was in general it was a collective failure. The way we played was just so poor, individually, collectively. Every individual, I can't name any player who outperformed. Maybe Robbie, but the one to blame for me is Van Schip, especially because of the first half. We were tactically outplayed. In simple words, we were outplayed tactically. They played different than they usually play. Heerenveen, they play with inverted wingers. They
Wing
played with
backs. Yeah.
yeah, and they played with their wing backs quite deep.
Hmm.
And if you see that during the game, you should take cautious. You need to play. You need to take action. And Van Schip should have seen this. I mean, if the fans are seeing this, the Van Schip should have seen this as well. And he had to make those changes during the game. And now we can all blame Sosa. We can all blame Hoy for the first half because the way the Heerenveen played, they weakened our back line, especially on the wings, the left back and the right back. But it's not only Sosa who is to blame. It's also because Sosa didn't know who to defend. Should he defend the right winger, their right winger? But he played inverted. So should he like cut in as well, go inside, or should he defend the
The
right back,
fullback.
the
Yeah, the
fullback
fullback.
indeed?
Yeah.
So it was difficult to say, and it was really shocking for me that no one was really taking up the responsibility to make those changes. You could blame Henderson, but if he doesn't see that you have Van Schip, who should have tackled this during the game. But even though during the break nothing changed, especially in the first 10, 15 minutes of the second half, they were more opportunistic. They were more motivated get that to get that additional goal, and they succeeded with that third goal. But we lost so many balls. We lost the second balls, the headers. I mean, the first goal was, I think, it was a bit lucky from Heerenveen how they scored, but eventually it was. Um, it was the Croatian defender. I really forgot even his name. So
Sataro?
Sutalo. So, I mean, I'm so shocked by the game that I forget names. But I mean, if he won that header, which normally a defender should always win, there wouldn't be any problem. He lost that ball. He lost that header. The ball went to Heerenveen, who won that second ball, and then they were able to build up and create that opportunity. And it was just bad from our side. And later on in the second half, of course, we played more all or nothing. Um, but yeah, some lucky goals, an own goal, which maybe could have been scored if the defender didn't deflect it. The second goal I mean, there was.
Akpom. Akpom.
Sorry? Yeah, that was that was a nice one. The cross from Sosa with Hoyer. That was a nice goal. I really liked how Akpom came in. I mean, he can't play football, but he is still dangerous, especially if you play close side alongside Robbie. They're quite dangerous, and for me, Forbes was absolutely horrific. He had his opportunity, he didn't seize it, and for me, he's a speed merchant. He can only play more in a team that plays transition football. But if you play attacking football, he's not the one who should. I don't think he's capable of playing the type of football that Ajax wants to play. His ball control is horrible. It's like he's coming right from the youth. I mean, players from the youth still working on their ball control, and it's like he hasn't developed that part yet. And that's for me really, really shocking as well. So I was quite happy that he was subbed and putting Linson on the wing because we don't have any clear wingers, unfortunately. But Akpom as a number 10 for me, I think that can be seen as a plus. But yeah, the players that normally do well, types like Hato, well in the last games Berghuis, they were poor as well. Ramai, I found him quite poor as well. So the big players, the players that usually perform, didn't do the thing that they always do, and the other ones were poor as well. So it was a collective failure. No clear tactics. It reminds me of Steinball of first months, and yeah, Broby, he definitely deserved that assist in the first half when he gave that nice ball to Linson, who missed and hit the crossbar. But all with all, yeah. I mean, if Broby scored that second goal in the 75th minute, I think it would have been maybe another game, it would have been maybe quite different. But although we didn't deserve the win, maybe not even deserve the draw, but really that linesman, I don't know what you felt about that goal. Was it did it cross the line or not? But for me, if it's already more than 50%, 60, 70% cross that line, which obviously was, as a linesman, you should always give it a goal and then have the VAR looked at it. Now it was the other way around. If he didn't see it as a goal, then the VAR can only intervene if it's a clear goal. For
Yeah.
me, it was a clear goal. I mean, maybe one can argue, but the linesman should have, because he doesn't have those. I mean, it was centimeter work or even millimeter work. The ball was from the point of view of a person, an individual, a human being,
Yeah.
was on the line. So he should have given it.
Yeah, but it reminds me a little bit, although it's a bit different. It reminds me of the game
Mazraoui goal,
against,
they blind.
yeah, Daily Blind PSV
Yeah,
a couple years ago. It's very hard. And the thing is, honestly, I don't blame the assistant or the VAR. I just blame that we don't have that technology in all the stadiums and the
yeah.
Eredivisie.
I mean,
That
that's
would be much
ridiculous. I
easier.
mean,
Yeah,
it starts with that, of course. It starts
yeah,
with that.
yeah.
But if there isn't any technology, then for me, the assistant referee, should have at least considered this a goal and then let the VAR decide. Because
But
it's
doesn't
not,
it?
it's like the
Yeah,
offside. It's like the offside part.
I
Uh,
understand. I understand.
the-
Look, taking it back, right, to everything we saw, we could have drawn. I mean, it was very close. That far moment, it could have been goal, yes or no. We could have still drawn that game despite the horrendous start that we had, the 60 minutes that you
yeah,
mentioned that we played. Isn't it even more frustrating that we lose points like that? Also taking into account that Twente won yesterday, AZ lost,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
drew
yeah, yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. 100%.
So instead of grabbing the first spot, and also having 6 points up to 20, now it's 9 points. It's even
Yeah,
worse now.
yeah.
I mean, you can have an off day in a season, to be very honest. Every team has that, more or less, as a coach. But do you feel it's just the players, they maybe tried, but it didn't happen to them? Because there were so many players really off, like Berghuis, like all these players you mentioned. Maybe Broby was, slightly the exception here. Or do you feel like, no, it really has to do with ourselves? We actually could have won this game. And I don't buy this whole off day narrative today.
Well, just to start with, Heerenveen didn't play that well. They had the willingness to work hard. They play really motivated, opportunistic, but they didn't play that well. They had some individual players. I mean, that left winger, Sahraoui. I mean, he was very dangerous. He can play
Always,
ball.
yeah.
He
Dribble.
can play ball.
Yeah.
And there were many of those players at the Heerenveen squad. I mean, they didn't play that well. It was the tactical choice of the coach that made the difference. So you can blame it on the off day or the players, but for me, it was the coach to blame. If the
Okay.
coach has put in the right players at the right spot or the right changes, the way they had to go into the match or during the match, it would definitely have changed the setup of the game, and then we most likely have won the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, any final thoughts or comments you want to say about this match before I go to the viewers?
Yeah, I mean, final comments. I mean, it was poor. It
How do you
was
feel, how do you feel now? I mean, going into Bodo, we were playing Bodo on Thursday.
yeah. I mean, Bodo probably the coach.
Bodo is
Probably
not worse. It's not worse team than than
no,
Heerenveen.
exactly.
Exactly.
Well, it shows that it shows the coach of Bodo that if he tweaks a little bit on his tactic on the tactic side of his current team, they can outperform us.
Yeah.
Uh, because there is no backup plan or there is no plan to change things during the game. We have difficulties with that, especially since Van Schip is well, he was quite passive. He kept quiet. He was sitting and he was looking.
Yeah, I felt he was annoyed today, even from the start when he had the pre-game interview. He looked annoyed. I don't know why. I
No, I
mentioned
mean
this.
neither.
I mentioned
But
this, and then also at the bench, he was looking annoyed the whole time. Okay, I understand. After a while, you're losing, and you're
of course,
just annoyed But he was annoyed before the game even started. I
yeah,
mean,
it
I'm not
might
looking
be.
for something, but there was something off. There was something off from the
Might
start.
be. It might. It's quite possible. But
But yeah.
if we know Van Schip, he always coaches during the game. Now he saw him only sitting and not coaching at all. Kept quiet, like only having those face reactions, and that's it. While at this moment, it was actually needed in an away game where we are 1, 2, 3-0 down. You need to motivate. If you don't motivate, at least change certain aspects. And he did in the course of the game, but he should have done this already in the first half.
All right. Let me go through the comments quickly. C1 is saying tough loss. Definitely. Chin up and move on to the next game. Yeah, we have no choice. Steve is saying, what the hell was the VAR doing? I think we covered that a little bit as well. Yeah, it's difficult, Steve. I know we wanted that goal, but it's hard, if you cannot clearly see from the video, basically, that it's wrong, they're not going to overturn it. So that's basically the ruling. Unfortunately for us. Tony is saying Akpom for form the next time. Very poor game, Ajax. Would you let me throw that question right away to you, Sahbi. So Bodo on Thursday. Do you think Van Schip will play like that? So move Broby a little bit to the left and put Akpom as a striker because he's not going to play with Forbes again.
I think a little more Linson on the left side and Broby on a strike position with Akpom really close behind him.
Yeah.
I think that will be the thing that he will include. I think Forbes has really thrown away his chances. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, I think so.
And do you feel about Linson, right? I'm going a little bit tactical right now. In recent games, we were praising Linson for playing a little bit on the right side with Berghuis.
Yeah,
Today was different. Today was different. It didn't only affect maybe Linson's game so much, but it did affect Berghuis's game on the right side. He was invisible, actually. He was not himself. Do you think it has to do with the Linson combination?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Linson is helping Berghuis in every way possible, and also in terms of combination play, and that was that was missing at this moment. Linson was had to be used on the left side because Forbes wasn't performing on that side, and we don't have any wingers. So who would you put in as a left winger?
Honestly, it felt a little bit awkward in the first half to see Sosa and Forbes on the left side. They didn't really have any chemistry whatsoever.
No, but I mean it's logical, right? They haven't
played
together.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. Punch is saying, guys, it must have been a Ramai's carnival outfit, a joke of a defense today. Yeah, I also felt the midfield wasn't functioning again, to be honest. Let's see. Siwan is saying Forbes needs to get his rhythm. What the F was he doing? Just running and then passing it back to Sosa? Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's a confidence issue. It's very hard to tell.
I think he needs the ball. I don't think he needs the ball at his feet. He's a player that needs to go deep and then receiving the ball. But the way we play currently, it's difficult. With Bergwijn, you want the ball. He wants the ball at his feet, and with Forbes, it's a player who wants to go deep and then receiving the ball, and using his strength with his speed.
Yeah, but the problem is also like if you have Forbes up front, right, and you have Groby up front. Okay, Berghuis not so much because he's not really somebody who goes deep. Although he tried a couple of times, I've seen him run deep a couple of times when Henderson received the ball. But every time we have a possibility to counterattack or speed up the attacking play, we slow it down. We go back. Every ball that a midfielder, deep midfielder receives, they go back to the center back or But the thing is that also I think Forbes or Broby, they can also benefit from a bit, if you go deep, if they can pass the ball deep to them, because I think that's their strength basically, and not waiting for the ball to come to them.
Not true.
But, all right. Siwan is saying Taylor needs to be sub for Tahirovic. We'll come to the subs in a bit because a lot of people were mentioning about why no subs. I think only Akpom came in, right? The whole game.
Right? I think only Akpom.
Yeah, but I was looking at the bench as well. There was no one available. Basically, you could. Ostensibly, there was not much to do.
Terrible.
Yeah. John W is saying we need a right center back. In the worst way, Sotalo consistently out of position and appears unable to defend against crosses. Vincent brought more creativity on the left side. Okay, that's an interesting point. Steve is saying the worst players by far were Sosa and Sotalo, responsible for all the goal we conceded. Yeah, exactly. Anthony is saying we missed Bergwijn. Here we go. We missed Bergwijn. I mean, in all honesty, do you feel like this game you could see we missed Bergwijn?
Normally I would definitely say no, but if you look at the performance of Forbes today, you might say any left winger that could play would have done better. So then in this case, yes.
Yeah, all right, clear. Dane Grashuis is saying, I know we should have done better in the first half, but man, that VAR call was not right. No chance that wasn't a goal. What a mess. Yeah, and that's also what you said, right?
Yeah, and not only that, also a red card that should have been given to one of those Heerenveen players on that foul to Taylor. I mean, from the back at his ankles, if you look at the rules,
can I ask you something now? I know we cannot change the rules and stuff, but moving to Broby, right? It's starting to become a trend now that every game there's at least one player. Yeah, hanging on to him and pushing him because worst thing that can happen is a yellow.
Yeah, for these type of games, for these type of fouls, I admit a blue card would be an advantage for Ajax, because this is a clear way of conceding a yellow card, which any different player can do continuously during the game, especially in the second half. And then you take out the dangerous part of Broby, because he is physically so strong, you can't handle him. And it's now the third time that happens to Broby, and it's annoying, especially for him. But tactically, it's quite smart of the defenders to do this like this.
Okay, clear. John W is saying Ice played such a slow pace today. Man. Yeah, we said that as well. Totally agree. Ice Bear is saying, guess this wasn't what the team needed before playing Bodo Glimt on Thursday. Or should they be that much better than them anyway, being in season versus team that out of season? Yeah, but they're playing friendlies already, so they're getting a little bit, I don't know. It really depends. I mean, to be honest, after today's performance, what do you think how confident are you on Thursday, Sahbi?
Let me say I'm happy that we play at home first. Because we do play at home, right?
We're playing at home first. Yeah.
Yeah. because that's. I mean, if it was an away game, I would already say it's gonna be an off day. But now that we play at home, I think we can play our attacking football. That's why I think Forbes won't play, because Forbes would be useful when we play in an away game, where there might be more space at the back, because with Bodo they play quite offensive, and meaning that you might get some space behind their back line. I
Yeah.
do think that when they come here to Amsterdam, they won't play like they usually play. I think they will play a little bit more defensively, more compact, and try to create
I don't
chances
know,
that
man.
way.
I'm not
That's,
sure
that's
about
what I
that.
think. That's what I
Yeah, I'm
think.
not sure about that because we had a guest on Thursday, Jonas, and he basically said that Bodo always plays the same, no matter what the circumstances are. They always want to press, basically, and especially that is worrying me a little bit because our build-up play doesn't look optimal still, even with Henderson playing right now, and
But
we have to be very careful.
do they press our backline? Or do they press the midfield? Like you can press in different ways.
No, yeah. So yeah, they press basically they press full, like the whole everything.
Yeah, but in that, if that's the way they play, I think Forbes wouldn't be useful, because it would mean that we only had to play high balls, long balls, and Forbes is not used to playing. He can't even win any header with his length. So I don't know whether that will be like a real advantage to have him.
I
Maybe
think
something for the second half.
the key will be to reach Broby as fast as possible.
Exactly.
Yeah. So all right, going back to the comments quickly. Robin is saying, "How is there no goal line technology here? Far
Yeah.
messed up bad." Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's basically an investment. It all comes down to money, and they haven't done it. So that's the reason. Anthony is saying Forbes counter player, nothing more basically.
He is.
Only for the week is saying, I hate how everyone will talk about that 3-3. Van Schip has blood in his hands for that tactical setup. He cannot stay after this season. Yeah, like we said that. We said like we could have drawn, but isn't even more frustrating? Like looking at it, we can see the 3 goals, how we started, how we played, how we let Heerenveen just, throw us around.
Yeah. And if it went to 3-3, it would have been 2 own goals, eh? Oh, that should be the joke as well. But yeah, ridiculous. If we look at ourselves, it is just a shocking performance, and I don't look at the result at this moment.
Yeah, Danko Lazovic is saying the hate from Sven van Beek and Luc Brouwers against Ajax is just unreal. Yeah, I mean most of the teams we play in the Eredivisie, they have something to say.
Not only them. It's not only them. Everybody hates Ajax, but that makes us stronger.
Yeah. Steve is reacting to Hlinson saying, Sabi, Ajax also played different with Hlinson on the left, so Berghuis could not shine. Yeah, we mentioned this as well.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What? Yeah, this was interesting. Anthony is saying, why not put Hato left back and Kaplan in the center? We've talked about this before a couple of times in some videos as well. And today I was thinking, halfway through the first half, I was thinking like maybe that's an option as well, because Sosa, it's funny because Sosa had like a terrible first half. I thought second half he played better.
He played better, but I do agree with Anthony. It was, I mean, when will we give Kaplan the chance to play? He's doing well at the young Ajax. When he plays, he's eager to play. We saw difficulties on the left side. We got Hato, who can play as an inverted left back, so cuts inside, and then because he has those nice dribbles.
True.
It would have been a different tactical change, which might screw up the tactics of Heerenveen. So it might have been an option without conceding in quality.
Is this something you feel Van het Schip should really start looking into, like playing Kaplan, moving Hato, playing him as an inverted left back?
It depends on an opponent, of course, because normally I'm always for Hato as a center back, but normally that's if I look at the individual player. But if I look at the total package, which is the way you should look at, then if the team performs better with Hato on the left side as a left back, then yeah, I'm up for it.
All right. We have to go a bit quicker now because comments still pouring in. So let's go. Aiden is saying the team looked like we had no chemistry, no organization, no rhythm. Fully agree. Yeah, I also felt the same. Sigi is saying Forbes is absolutely not Ajax level or material. Let's keep it at that way. If we get 7 million for him in the summer, we should take it. He's just a blind horse. Just take the loss, basically. That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
Papimento in the house, of course, always watching, saying, Sahbi, your thoughts on Taylor playing 90 minutes and his creative contributions?
Yeah, I mean, I used to be a fan of Taylor, like way back, but yeah, this season he doesn't perform that well. Also, this game, he tried to work hard, but he wasted so many opportunities, so many moments where he could give those passes. Like an example where Berghuis went deep on the right side, and Taylor could have given that ball easily, but he gave that ball behind him, and then it went. And then he crossed the line for a throw for a throw for Heerenveen. But yeah, he's just not the player that we thought he could be. I think it's a trust issue. But if we play with Akpom, which I really do think is quite attacking, and then you need more of a controlling midfield or an additional controlling midfielder. So I would opt for Tahirovic instead of Taylor if we play Akpom. That way you can keep balance in midfield. But for me, Taylor has already got so many chances. He thinks himself that he plays quite well now, but in my view, he's still
he said
long way
in Ajax Live. Yeah, sorry to interrupt. He said in Ajax Live that he feels like he's improving. He's getting back into rhythm, and also contributing and defensively as well. I also have a question from Millennial directed to me about how do I feel like Henderson's coaching and the Henderson-Taylor duo. It's hard. It's hard because he just started, but I feel we have to give him a series of games to really, have a clear assessment on how Henderson is doing. But I don't think it's a good thing that he's already. He has to contribute, of course, in terms of coaching. But I feel right now already he's doing too much. Also with the free kicks and everything like that. It's good. I understand he has more experience in these kind of things, but sometimes he also has to focus a little bit on his own game. He had also a silly mistake that Sutalo basically cleared for him in the tackle. It's fine. He still has to find his balance and stuff like that. What I do like about Henderson is that he also moves back a little bit and helps with the build-up play, which I like. And I also like the fact that he has these long balls sometimes. So these are good things.
Yeah, he had some for Bobby. He had some long cross for Bobby in the first half.
And in terms of Taylor, a lot has been said about Taylor. What I don't like about Taylor is his lack of tactical
awareness,
knowledge. What Linson clearly has, Taylor doesn't have in that sense. In that, like knowing when to make the run, knowing where to go. But also, but Linson doesn't have to do much more defensively than Taylor, so that's the difference. But in that regard, also defensively, Taylor totally doesn't see it, doesn't understand the concept where he has to be.
Yeah, and Lizzo still does his defensive duties. He does
true, but he has to do it less. Yeah, but he has to do it less than Taylor because of his position. Usually, Taylor has to run back more.
The responsibility is not that big as for Taylor, and that's why I think Tahirovic, he deserves a chance instead of Taylor. So maybe that will happen next game.
John W is saying linesman appeared to have a player between him and the ball, so that's why maybe he didn't raise his flag. Anthony is saying we have too many off days. Yeah, I mentioned the off days. Maybe it was an off day, but yeah, those off days were more like in the first half of the season. Let's see. Sivan is saying, question for you guys at weTalk. Should Forbes continue being given the chance or should Van het Schip try something else? I think we covered that quickly.
Yeah.
Sahbi, he's not going to play at Bodo, according to
I don't think he'll play against Bodo. I mean, if it's not the first time he's getting subbed during the break, right? So it's I think he has so many chances already. He had so many chances already, and now he just blew it up. And he's playing in a position at of Bergwijnen, which is quite an important position. And if he screws up like that, you have to play that well to keep your spot. You know what I'm saying? Because you're playing at a position of a captain.
Yeah.
Although he's not playing well, he's a captain and he's one of the big players of the squad. So in order to take over that position, you need to play beyond well. And now he's playing so below par. It's a no-brainer that he will be benched next time.
Yeah, it also raises, the belief that like a player like Forbes, who could have gone in the winter break, basically. I mean, we expect him to be sold or something in the summer for sure.
Yeah. I think if Gods was fit or any other winger was fit, I think he would have left already.
Yeah, exactly. Zig is saying, but if you play Akpom on 10 on Thursday, then you need to play with two controlling midfielders. So then you play Tahirovic or Taylor. Yeah, that's what you said as well, right? Milenio is saying, look, Linson is promising, hardworking, but he needs to improve a lot. Of course, he's still young. You know? He just had his breakthrough this season, right? So we have to give him time as well. Yes, the menace. Why are we insisting on Broby? He's ass. Wow.
Bro.
That's a hot take, man. I don't agree. I thought he was the best player today, again, to be honest.
No, the menace. It's not yes, the menace.
Yeah, it's no, the menace.
Man.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let me... Marcus is saying, basically, let me translate. Yeah, like who was on the bench, for the offensive substitutions. Totally agree. That's also what we say, Marcus. There was no one. So I think the only one was Banel. Banel was the only one he could bring in still as an option.
He's not as well.
And then Milenio say, I agree, we should give red card on the foul against Broby. Okay. Wow, man, we have so many. Okay, we're almost there. Milenio saying the fact there is problem with the left back and the right back all over the world. That's why Manchester City doesn't play left back or right back. Ooh, that's interesting. I'll be honest with you, though. Hoyer second half, amazing.
Yeah, he did well.
Amazing. But you should. I don't know if you guys, if I'm not mistaken, the goal that the own goal that was for us, with the pass of Broby that was deflected, and then we got a goal, 3-1. That started all the way at the back line with Hoyer, with that nice move that he did, and he started.
Yeah, dribbling. When he went to the center, when he went to the center,
gave the ball to, I thought he gave the ball to Sosa. Sosa gave it through, I think, to Taylor. That's how it went. Taylor got tackled. He went to Broby. That's how it went. So you should really watch that segment again.
Yeah, but
it's a nicer goal, to be honest.
There is a but one because you give so many like props to Hoyer, but the third goal, which we conceded,
it
was Hoyer who defended the outside instead of the inside. So he tried to get the. It gave him a free pass. He gave the attacker a free pass to pass the ball.
I agree, but if
that's on him as well.
Yeah, but we're talking about somebody. Look, I look at it differently, right? I will always look at Hoyer right now, who's just playing a couple of games. I will look at him differently than if we talking about Sosa or these kind of players. If you look at also the first touch of Hoyer, so he had a couple of first touches from the air, how he controls the ball, how he stayed very composed when he gave the ball back to Akpom for the second goal as well. The assist that he gave to Akpom, these kind of things. I think he has potential. I think honestly, of course, he made a mistake, but he has potential. I think we should.
I fully agree. He has potential. He has potential. But when I look, every Ajax player from the youth academy should have that composure, that ball control. That should be in any case.
So basically, normally. You're not impressed. You're telling me,
normal. I'm not fully impressed, but I do see potential. But if I look at a defender, I'm not talking about an Ajax defender or any. If I look at a defender, I always look at his defensive part first, and then the attacking side first. And now he's doing okay, especially with his age, his youth. He's doing well, but he should get out, remove those youth errors, to be able to.
But he has potential. You can see he's an Ajax academy player. He shows bravery. He's not afraid to take risks. I like that. That's what I want to see.
Yeah,
as well.
he reminds me of Van der Wiel in that sense. He can play. He's
Although Van der Wiel was much more a rusher on the right side as well.
he was,
Hoyer is
yeah,
not so
but
much a rusher.
Hoyer intends to. I mean, if you look at the second, if you look at the goal, the second goal, he was rushing to the right side. So it's not like he gave that pass when he was rushing, but he has that attacking instinct.
Yeah.
But something is holding him down to focus only on the defensive part, and maybe he should find a balance.
Okay. Okay, we're almost there. Kadim is saying Jordan Henderson is not good enough, and Taylor is not good enough as well. So he's not happy with the midfield. Okay, that's clear. Steven Mens is saying, I want to see Tahirovic or eventually Vos next to Hendo. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Hopefully Vos can come. How long? Do you know how long Vos is out still? He's training, right, with the guys?
He's training, I think. Yeah, he's training already. So I think it's a few weeks.
All right. Let me see.
But
Arjen is saying, sorry?
No, but I'd rather hope for Branco. I mean, I'm missing him.
But that's gonna take more time, of course.
Yeah. But if I'm waiting for someone, it's him.
Yeah. Arjan is saying Taylor getting run by as usual. Please sell him this summer. Yeah, we'll see. Milenio saying basically what you told me as well, Juan, but Hoyer made a mistake for the third goal. Yeah, I totally agree. I'm not saying he played a perfect game, not so whatsoever. Sabi, exactly my thought. He defended from the wrong side. And then Anthony's saying, I want to see from the Boma. Everybody's saying basically what you're saying as well. And then the last comment that I have here is Tahirovic instead of Taylor, Akpom instead of Forbes, Mage instead of Sutalo. Ooh. Okay, just quickly on that, specifically about Sutalo, because look, I know it's his first season. It's not an easy season and stuff, but we still paid a lot of money for this guy. And everybody was so convinced this is going to be our, how do you call it? Like almost a Davison Sanchez, at the back.
Yeah.
How do you feel about him? I know he's been injured. He's been struggling a little bit going out and in the first team. But how do you feel about him at this point?
I feel sorry for him, to be honest. I mean, we paid a lot of money for him, so we want to see that value on the pitch as well,
Yeah.
But if you compare him with the previous players that played on his position, Timber, excellent for us. De Ligt, excellent for us. So you have so many players that were excellent. And of course, we compare him, of course, with the previous players. And in addition, the amount that we have paid. So, of course, the critics that he gets, it's fair because he doesn't play that well. For me, it looks like he can only play well if the whole backline is playing well. Hato didn't have a great game, so it backfired on him as well. Well, it should have been the other way around. Sutalo should be the basis. He should play well, and then Hato should rely on him and play his game as well. Now it's like 180 degrees turned around, and for me, of course, I'm not impressed yet. In not so hard words, but I do feel we should give it a chance. Mainly if we look at the amount that we paid, but also if you look at the feedback that everybody was giving about this player, like he's so good, he did so well, and so on and so on and so on. It can't be that only at Ajax he doesn't perform that well. At the Croatian national team, he's doing quite well every time he plays. So maybe he needs a little bit more time than we anticipated. And let's hope for the remainder of the season, and then we can always see what Ajax intends to do with him.
Yeah. We were talking about Bodo Glimt on Thursday. I almost forgot to say maybe Rensch will be available. So probably Rensch will go to the left, maybe. We'll see. On the left back.
Most likely.
Most likely. My final question to you, as always, I always have a final question. Last time I spoke with you, you said to me, look, Juan, at this point, this season, what's going on, this set of players that we have, the quality, we're going to have games that we're not playing our best or what we expect. It's going to be with ups and downs, but I'm okay with that as long as we keep grabbing the points. And the objective should be get, of course, third place, if possible. How do you feel about it now? Do you still stand by that? that it will be with ups and downs? And do you feel like this game today, it might happen again? Like not maybe next week, but maybe in a month's time or maybe 2 months' time?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I can't
Hard
tell.
question. I'm just asking you. Or do you see, or because I was
But
always under the impression before today that we basically we how do you call it? Like our benchmark, our like
yeah,
lower line, lower
yeah,
baseline
yeah.
went up with Van het Schip. That's what I thought, especially from January till now. And after the PSV game, I thought, okay, now we're not going to have those dips anymore. But today it felt like the same. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. No, no, I do understand what you're saying, uh, but for me, at the Stein era, it was really rock bottom.
Uh-huh.
For me, it was rock bottom. And with Van Schip, when he came in, and now with certain players that started to play, like Linson and so on, the benchmark, as you just explained, went a bit higher, but it's still not balanced yet. And I fully agree with that. I mean, that's why I said this season should be only grabbing points. Don't look at the way we play. As long as there's work ethics and the willingness to work hard, the intensity, and so on, that's something that you must ask from the players. But if they don't play well and so on, I don't care this season for that. We need
Yeah.
to grab those points to have to get that third spot, and then we should aim when we have that summer window. We should aim to build up again what we destroyed in the last couple of seasons. But for
Yeah.
me, it's all about grabbing those points, and I still believe in it because I mean Twente still has a like
Wait. You
difficult.
still believe we can reach the third spot? It's 9 points now.
As long as Twente still has to play PSV, they play away game at PSV. They play away game at AZ. They still have to play Feyenoord, I think. So
No,
they
I don't
still,
know. I don't think they should play Feyenoord, but they will
no,
play us.
they
Of
played
course.
twice already against Feyenoord.
I don't think they have to play Feyenoord anymore. I think they already
Okay,
played Feyenoord.
yeah, but that
They
was
will-
for the cup game, right? I think, or not? Oh, well,
Maybe somebody can help us out.
no, I mean, either way, they still have a lot of away games to play.
Okay. All right.
So and AZ. I mean, if we win, we should win. If you look at the form of AZ, and we play against them in a few weeks, I think, very soon. We should win that game. It's a must-win game. I don't care how we play, but as long as we win that game, so we can go over them and regain or well, regain, take that fourth spot, and then chasing Twente. The only advantage that we currently have at this moment is Twente is not used to being chased. They're always the ones who are chasing, so they will feel the pressure when they lose certain points during the upcoming months, and
Yeah.
that's where we need to take them, man.
All right. Clear. Thanks, Sahbi. Just one more comment from Luca. Overestimation. Too little respect for the tactical discipline from our opponents, an Ajax problem. Yeah, man. Look, it's not been the Sunday we were hoping for, guys. But chin up. We move forward. Let's see what we can do in the Conference League on Thursday. We will be there, of course. If you haven't watched, by the way, the video that we had with Jonas on Thursday, I highly recommend you have a look at it. Especially the first 30-40 minutes, he was a guest and he was talking about Bodo Glimt and the players and everything like that. So if you feel like you want to know more about it, let us know. And of course, like the video and give us how do you call it? Subscribe to our channel, of course. I just was watching a comment. I'm sorry. Subscribe to our channel, guys, if you haven't yet. And we'll see you guys on Thursday. Despite the loss, enjoy your Sunday, guys, and we'll be seeing you soon. Take care. Bye.